What up? My name is Edward. Thank you guys for paying attention to another edition of the Jack Files. As you know, I read tons and tons of articles from the internet, all types of news. This one caught my interest. It comes from Missouri, from West Bellevue High School. Now, as you may have noticed, I've done some things about school shootings because I think it's an epidemic that's happening, and this is an instant where I think people should stand up and say, you know what, we need to realize this is where problems are coming from. This isn't just about inner city schools where kids routinely beat each other up and then go out looking for each other and then kill each other. No, it's an epidemic all over. If you guys think it's just connected to inner city schools, you're wrong. West Bellevue High School is in Missouri, near St. Louis, or it could be in St. Louis. I'm not sure where the school is. A young man whose name I'm not going to bother to say came on a bus and kept asking people if he could sit next to him. Apparently, a couple of bullies have made it their point in life to say who sits where. They decided on this day they don't want him to sit anywhere. They said, make him stand, make him stand. So the kid finally asked everybody on the bus for a seat. Everybody refused. He put somebody's books down on the floor so he could sit down, and that's when somebody jumped up and said, fuck him up. And two black students proceeded to beat the hell out of him. One of them just to prove that he was tough. One of the students, Devint, I can't pronounce it right. Saw the whole thing. And while these kids were beating the crap, or these two guys were beating the crap out of this kid, a lot of the students were laughing and cheering him on, and some of them were going pow, pow, pow every time he got hit. And the bus driver, just being a lazy fuck, kept driving and saying, sit down, sit down. You ask yourself, when these things kind of happen, they're like, it's things that happen in school. Bullshit. My grandfather used to tell me back in the old days, when my uncles were going to school, when things would go wrong, the gym teacher used to pull the kids aside, and then, one second, he used to pull the students aside and give them boxing gloves and let them box it out. Win or lose, so that's not how it is today. They're worried about kids' psyche and all that other crap. It's not helping students. It's not helping them in any way. Instead, what you're doing is actually you're creating a problem. When shit like this happens, what the fuck is the kid gonna do? He's just gonna fight back. Now, eventually, the kid was left alone after he was bleeding, and he basically went home. Now, the students that attacked him, including those closest to him because they have a camera on the bus, were suspended for 10 days. Some other students, because they refused to help or do anything, were also suspended. The bus driver should have been fired, dumb fuck. And the kid has been beat up and traumatized, and now his story is all over the internet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I say that school shootings, school violence is an epidemic, mainly because we are not allowing ourselves to stop people, basically bullies, from doing what they do, which is terrorizing other students. Now, you may think, why is this story even in the newspaper? Well, it's because they think that the attack might have been racial. It's not. I think it was racial, but from what I've read, I'm sorry, I have notes and tons of papers are falling out. I got tons and tons of notes. The cops think it's not racial. I know that it's not. There's no way in hell it's racial. It's about school violence. Kids have to have a pecking order. They have to prove that they're tough. It's kind of like a prison system in there. Kids have to prove they're tough. There's a pecking order. I mean, that's the kind of thing we have to destroy. We have to hurry up and get rid of these things, because if this kid turns around, flips out, and pulls a gun and starts shooting people, it's because we allow these kind of bullies to pick on and harm children. I'm doing this story not because I think it's racially motivated. I don't think it is at all. I think that it's something we should look into and stop, because if we allow things like this to happen, sooner or later that newspaper about Bellevue West High School is going to have that kid holding the gun, and there's going to be bodies on the floor. You might be thinking, no, it's not going to happen. Those things have happened. Does the name Columbine mean anything? Small instances can grow into big events. Ladies and gentlemen, the story is just one of the things that I give to you about my idea that school violence is an epidemic. If you think it's just about inner city schools, it's not. It's everywhere. And this is just one of the many wake-up calls I'm trying to give you. We have to stop bullies and get them out of the schools as soon as possible. Stop profiling our students, because events like this will only grow. Guys, thank you for paying attention to another edition of the Jack Files. My name's Edward. Remember, it's all about freedom of speech. If you don't use it, somebody just might take it away. Peace.